Hey guys, welcome back, Ninja Nation, to another episode of Shinokage, Death Shadow. We are on chapter 4, page 167. He let out a hefty laugh and lightly slapped Cody Rivers' back, kind of in a playing around type way. I'm just kidding, my guy. I gotta teach you how to laugh there, bud. Life's boring if you don't laugh and smile a little bit every day. Call me whatever you'd like. I don't care. I was only messing. I've never been in the presence of such a charismatic person before, especially not an American. It's definitely comforting. Reminds me of Mom. He smiled. Thanks. What, um, uh, what are Wranglers? You're not from around here, are you? No, sir. Japan. Japan. Wow. You live there? You live here? Well, no. Sorry. That's a silly question. You wouldn't be applying for a job if you were just visiting America. It's okay. It's cool. Um, yeah, they're just a brand name of a really well-made jean. Uh, Black jeans are just really well-made jeans. Anyway, and you'll need a. I almost forgot. You'll need a white clean shirt, gloves, and a utility belt. We have tools, but you can bring your own. And a brown shirt. I'll order one for you. It'll be here tomorrow. As far as your question, I don't really have time right now, right this second, to tell you, but I'll cut some time out for you tomorrow when you come in if you're still interested. Page 168, end of chapter 4. That's only 2 minutes in. We'll go into chapter 5. Chapter 5, The Black Dragon. Chapter 5, The Black Dragon. Ooh. Chapter 5, The Black Dragon's Fury. I guess we switched it up a little bit. Anyway, okay. I don't want to waste time. Page 170. No, you stupid fool! Emperor Raydon Lee hollered at a young manservant. This 18-story skyscraper must be, smell, and look like Kanbe's hometown, Nagia, Japan, feudal era. That American-made bird bath we did not have. The small-built teenager shivered. I'm sorry, sir. I'll remove it right away. I don't have time for your teenage ignorance. I've showed every picture of my old town. If you delay this project one more time, I'm gonna freaking kill you myself. Gah! He clapped his hands. Another manservant appeared. Yes, sir. Bring me one of those fancy American coffees. Yes, sir. He bowed and ran out of the room. He turned back to his first manservant. I want a dragon mold of the dragon godless, golden dragon of prosperity, and the manservant looked at him blankly. You don't understand, do you? Do you even know what a dragon is? The boy sheepishly nodded. Right then. I want a golden... You know what? No, never mind. Go back to painting. Page 171. At least you're sufficient at that. He pulled his bag-long walkie-talkie out. Maverick, can you come down here, please? I'm doing the upper floors. Please? Fine. Within a few moments, the elevator dinged, and a man in black jeans and a white t-shirt walked out with a black dragon on his left hand. Ah, there you are. Raydon, you look like crap. Well, that is to be expected, my dear boy. We broke 665 biblical seals. But I feel great. I don't have the patience for these teenagers today. Will you make Godlith that was in the town center? I'm helping upstairs with your palace. The others are doing the Nameless Shadows dojo. Oh, be a good lad and do the Godlith. Only reason we're even bothering with your traitorous self is you brought us safe passage to the States. And we want to see the last Koguryu ninja die. The Hellamockeries have been a thorn in our side for a long while, always foiling our jobs and assassination attempts. You burned our village down. You started the fire. You know, an emperor and shogun is supposed to rule entire Japan, not pick favorites. Especially not the filthy Koguryu clan. Worms are more. Suddenly, death appeared and chokeslammed Maverick up against the wall. His black blood-stained rags gently flowed at the bottom. As long as Raydon bears the mark of the masters, you will not speak to him in a disrespectful way. The skeleton flickered its serpent-like tongue. I don't care if you has beef with him or a grudge. He slid Maverick down to the floor and slowly licked Maverick's face. If Yuzi speaks to the mark like that again, I will drink your soul. When are you going to break that last seal, Kazimoto? Oh. When's are you going to break the last seals, Kazimoto? Patience, Grim, old boy. I'll break it, but not till Shinokage comes. He's not my shadow. I hate that name. I'll rip that stupid nickname off his corpse. Page 172. Easy. Plenty of time for bloodlust. Death snarled and disappeared. Maverick stood up, rubbing his throat. I think you're playing with forces you don't understand, and it's going to backfire on you. Fine, I'll make the mold. Raydon nodded in approval. A manservant rushed up to Raydon and bowed. First floor's done, sir. Thank you. The manservant nodded and left. Excuse me. Back in Washington, D.C., in the Gecko's Cove, a Lamborghini Diablo pulled up to the mouth of Gecko's Cove. It hummed with confidence. Vroom, vroom. The engine went quiet as the engine turned off. The paint job was one of a kind, custom hand brushed. It was a dark royal purple with a red man with ram horns. It stuck out its forked tongue on both sides. It had sick-looking bubble letters of the words Lambo Diablo. In the center of the words was a detailed red pitchfork. A click sounded, and the door gave a gentle hiss as the hydraulics gently rose the gauze doors upward. Hoots and hollers erupted from Gecko's Cove. Yo, Biggie, whose sweet ride did you jack? It's mine. Boy, stop playing. How come I never seen it then? 'Cause I don't see the point in driving it every day. He pushed the door down. More hoots and hollers. Would y'all stop gawking at my car and huddle up? Everybody either left their cars and came into the center, or they got out of their cars and walked over. He waved his hand, motioning them to come join the group. He waited a few moments, then started. All right, you knuckleheads. I wanted to let you all know, in a week or so, we're going to have to move Gecko's Cove. 15 years ago, a few of you came to me with a crappy hand life had handed you. Those of you that I thought were honorable enough, I took under my wing. I specifically stated we are not criminals. The skills taught or improved under me were not to be used in armed robbery, no violence inside the cove. If you got beef with somebody and you can't handle it yourself, you come tell me. And of course, no dirty racing. Those of you who stand before me now, he looked at his crew in the eyes as he was talking, all respectfully quiet, occasionally nodding their heads. Page 173. Have gained my trust, and I put bread on your table and tax-free dough in your pockets. Light chuckles rumbled through the crowd. Some of you, I gave you the only job you know. Is it dangerous? Sure. I don't expect the police to understand us. They think just 'cause we got fancy fast cars, some just got cars that we deserve to be called. Hold on. They think just 'cause we got fancy fast cars, some just got cars, that we deserve to be called crooks and criminals. Another hearty chuckle vibrated through the crowd of 1,500. But, thick and thin, y'all have respected and followed the simple rules I laid out before everyone's initiation. Because of that, here we are, like a brother and sisterhood. A strong family with one thing in common, a love for the good Lord Almighty, and adrenaline from nitro-injected vehicles. That may, but not limited to, exceed highway speed limits in a matter of seconds. Biggie chuckled to himself. A few bursts of laughter lightly echoed down the abandoned sewage opening. But I called you, lovely people here tonight, not to go down memory lane, but to inform you. I will have to close down this area, because after that train explosion... Hey, Biggie, yeah? Speaking of that, how's T-Rex and Scorpion? Um, I talked to them the other day, and they are... I talked to them the other day. They are in rehab now, but won't be able to come back out for a little bit due to the police revoking their license. And they will be on house arrest. Good to know they are all right. They all nodded. Hello drivers, those two are, Spike proclaimed. A few collective nods. All right, guys. I kept you updated on them, I'll keep you updated on them. But for now, back to the topic. He paused and cleared his throat. After the train explosion, we have become an interested party. The police have been trying to shut us down for years, but this time I think it's only a matter of time before they find this place. I need your help taking the speakers, wiring, and TVs down. I want to strip this place of our existence. Now, before you start getting all mopey, I have secured a spot for us to continue our operations of Gecko's Cove. That is actually a fortress of a place, with a huge stable underground passages, just a little past New York City. Those of you who can make the drive will be compensated. Page 174. The rest of you that chose to stay here in DC will be the Gecko's Cove DC district I will visit. I will appoint someone who's like me to be the Cove leader of DC. Money flow will not be a problem, but y'all will basically be on your own. We are almost 2,000 strong. Time we start fanning out and keeping the Gecko code. Showing these street racing punks who's got leagues. We may be split up, but we still run the scene as king. He laughed to himself as that sounded quite good. Anyway, back on topic. The reason why the heat here is getting a little too hot. And I know nobody here has time for jail time. The ride will be dangerous. Washington, D.C., out to a little just past New York City. But until we get to the fortress and meet my contacts, we will be on police, FBI, PSU, and PSU's radar. So we gotta drive fast and skillful. If you do get caught, though, you cannot say your connections to Gecko's Cove, myself, or any of our members. You will not be allowed with us till your name is cleared. They all nodded. How much compensation are we talking? One asked, intrigued. Biggie smiled. No, I think I'll keep it a surprise, but trust me, Spike, it'll be worth your while. Enough for you to get another surfboard car and a surfboard waxing. Righteous. Righteous. Sorry, I love the Hawaiian accent. Don't mind me. Um, Now, fellas, ladies, because we are Gecko's Cove, the best, the greatest, the strongest racing league on the East Coast, might I add. Buy-in is 25 large, and you have exactly 2 days, 7 hours, and 15 minutes to get to the site. I'll text you the address. You will need a passphrase, because I did hire an armored guard company. He paused as he cracked open a can of ginger ale and took a sip. Do not write it down. It will strictly be verbal. Chocolate fluff snails. You will have to pass a checkpoint. Put these UV stickers on your windshield, and that will be your stage 1 entrance pass. The passcode will be your stage 2 entrance into the property. Now, I don't expect you guys to uproot your lives and move down there, but if you do want to, let me know. Then I will talk to some of my people and see if I can get you a decent discount to homes. Biggie went to his car and pulled out a small box. He flicked open a pocket knife. Take one per vehicle you own, then pass it to the next person. Page 175. There's plenty. Peel the wax paper off and slap it on your front windshield, wherever. Meanwhile, back at Washington, D.C. Medical Hospital, Shinokage, Kanbe Hellamockery. Okay, hold on. No. Shinokage stepped into the elevator with a toolbox, and he pressed... we're going to use his real name anyway. Kanbe Hellamockery stepped into the elevator with a toolbox, and he pressed the button. He did once over in the small elevator mirror. Smooth tucked white crisp V-neck t-shirt? Check. Buttoned up t-shirt they gave me? Check. I'm good. Wow, without my assassin gear on, I hardly recognize myself. Last time I wore an official uniform was when I joined the Japanese army at 19. He smiled a warm smile. Mom and Dad would have been proud of me if they were still here. Look at me, ninja best in class, honorable discharge. Now I got me an American job. It'd be nice if I kept it and didn't have to keep relying on contracts to survive. Making an honest buck has a nice ring to it. Maybe I might stay after all this Black Dragon business is done and retire from the life. Maybe even figure out who this man Jesus is a little bit more. Ba-dum! The third floor. A female voice proclaimed. The elevator shook a wee bit, then reached the floor, and the door slid open, and he walked out. A female receptionist waved him down. Mr. Rivers! Oh, Mr. Rivers! Over here! Yoo-hoo! Huh? There's a reception desk to the right of the elevator. A young blonde stood up and frantically started waving. Oh. As he approached the desk, he scanned everybody from head to toe. Only problem with this undercover sting, I have no idea what the weasel looks like. guess I'll just have to be on the lookout for the iconic black dragon god with the red eyes tattoo. Psh, more like a false god. You wouldn't catch me dead worshipping a flying serpent. Their religion is a disgrace to all the majestic gods that have earned a name for themselves. Stupid fools. Think tattooing a picture of Voldrick the Destroyer, dragon god, gives them some kind of divine strength. Even if Voldrick the Destroyer was real, I doubt he'd care about some has-been ninjas. I prefer placing my time and effort into Mother Earth. She can give great poisons and antidotes, even have animals come to your aid if you treat her right and bond with her. Anyway, till I see the tattoo, I am Cody Rivers. You're the new handyman, right? You know what? I think I'm going to end it there. That sounds fun. A little cliffhanger.